Don't have wire ties, you can hire.
No.
Okay, we have
Why does go home?
Ethel, George, Edward, Drake.
Can you film this?
Anyone from there?
No, but I'm going to claim it.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
And I'm going to tell a story for Ted, who can't be here. Now, Ted Drake is probably the second youngest son of Ethel. She had 5 children all told, and he's the second youngest. He lives over in Kyo. Who knows Ted? Margaret, George. Yeah, there's
Auntie
several
Dee.
of us who know Ted. I so wanted him to come here, but he was a little bit shy. He just didn't know who his. He didn't want to come for some reason. So anyway, I'm going to claim this cake for him on the basis that I went over and visited him a couple of times in the last year, and he really didn't know much about his parents' early years. He just remembers his mum being sick. She died quite young, and so I think he'll really appreciate getting this cake. I have to tell you that Auntie Ethel, for some reason or other, our Nana Alma, and by the way, anybody doesn't know who I am, Alma's my great-grandmother, Jim Herbert is her second child, and I'm his oldest child. So my Nana used to call her Dippy Diddle. Hey, Dippy Diddle, and we grew up hearing, and it was an affectionate term, I hope, between sisters. But anyway, they were only a year apart from each other. So that's my story about Ethel. I never met her in life, but when I see her Joyce, she looks just like your sister Anne. And Anne Enright is Joyce's younger sister, and we grew up together. So, a song for Auntie Ethel. When my grandfather Ray used to get haurangi, and him and Nana were living apart at that time because she couldn't stand living in Auckland and he couldn't stand living back in Paoringa, he used to sing this song. And the only line I remember of it, and I'm going to sing it for Ethel, was, "When Irish eyes are smiling." What's the next line? "The whole world smiles with you. When Irish eyes are smiling, the whole world smiles with you."
Oh, pucky up! Yes.
Do I get it?
Yep, you
I'll
get
take
it.
it to Ted.
Charlie, pass. How many out of 10? 5.
Send that judge home.
Well, that's a cake that you wrote.
Oh, well, we come to the family with the gold medal. Now, Alma, Grace and Ray Herbert, who had the most children. Anyone speakers from them? Alma, Grace. Alma, Grace. Anybody?
Yeah, Auntie Pete.
Here we go, we got one. And Beck. You should hear these two sing.
I am the 11th child of Alma and Ray, and we have got the biggest family, I believe, living, the direct descendants. I think Mum is looking down on us today, and so is everybody else. You know, my mother was a very hard lady, but a softie as well. Like we said, Dad used to discipline us, but Mum dealt with the hell out of us if we played up. And with the Wikitera children, we lived in each other's backyard. We were like just one, because they were the nearest family to us. We lived sort of up there or down there, what their house was down below. This, you know, with us living back here, it's absolutely terrific seeing all you people come back here. And we are quite a close-knit family with having Jim, Frank, back here there's Jean, myself, Ronnie. So, you know, we are here all the time. And I just want to say welcome to everybody. I haven't met all of you yet, but you know, Broadwood is our home, and Kawaringa is the other part of us, because we live in Broadwood ourselves, but our Kawaringa whānau is sort of, we're together. And hence, this building here, my husband had, we arrived here in came back from Auckland in 1991. In 1992, my husband and some of the Māori teachers here got together, and this is the spine whare that we got with my brother Tony, who's up there. And I think he's got a beautiful complex. But I just want to say thank you, and get up here, Anne.
Just before Anne does the waiata, there's something special about these Herberts. And what happens, Alma and Ray had their birth children. And what was with those birth children was brought up by Alma. And one of them was my sister Chris. And there was Hummer Campbell and Kitty Campbell. What's going to happen now, because we're gold medalists, is Chrissy's going to have a kōrero.
No, no.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Because she doesn't want to now, so that's cancelled. So in saying that, I just want to recognise Alma and her birth children who had the other three in those photos. So in saying that, because he's shy, so as you know, Chrissy's not shy. But while we're on that, Auntie Beth, thank you for your kōrero. I remember my Alma and Ray. She was a good shot. She was a good horseman. She was everything that someone said about women. She was awesome to the woman. Let's go. Anahira.
Toro mai toringa kia hariru, tia toringa api pono, api chaku tinana. Awe, 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 te aloha kia ratauma. Awe, awe, te aroha ngā whakarotone. Hiki tia e ngā iwi kia lewa ki ronga, ngā taonga o ngā pua o Awe, 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 te aloha kia ratauma. Awe, awe, te aroha ngā whakarotone.
Well, Wally, Charlie, what do you think? Actions too, they had actions and waiata.
I forgot some of the words.
Top score, 9 then. 9. Well, that's good. So far, our gold medalist is doing very well, Anne. While we have Bertha Kathleen and Hone Jack Katera, anyone from the whānau, come to get your cake.
Give me the cake.
No. This is good. Good on you, mates. Yeah. Seeing that Wally is part of this, we don't want any discrepancies. We're going to pass it over to my mum, who will score the wikateras. And she does love them. So, Mum, you're scoring the waiata. Kia ora, boy.
Okay.
Yep.
Just before I start, I'd like to say thanks to all the cooks and all the helpers who just have put on some wonderful food for us.
Yep.
And also Tony and Anita.
Aye.
What's
Done a
up?
great job.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, just a few words about Bertha, my grandmother. I was quite young when she passed away, but I do have some good memories of her. She was a great-grandmother, lovely woman, of course, same as Alma. And I remember the great meals and that we had. We always had a great time going out there as kids. And also all my lovely aunties and uncles, all great. And all my nieces, all my cousins, all neat, lovely family. Actually, even my grandfather wasn't a bad sort of bloke. Okay, now, I'll break the mould a little bit here. I'm not going to sing a Māori song. I'm going to sing a cowboy song about a fellow who comes out of the mountains to ride a wild horse. Marty Robbins sang it.
Sounds like a 10 coming up here.
It's a song called Continental Suit. I'm sure some of you older fellows will know it. Sing along with me. I'm only going to sing one verse, so make the best of it. Okay. Goes a little bit like this. Well, he walked into the arena, all dressed up to the brim. Said he just came down from a place called Highland Rim. He said he'd come to ride the horse, the one they called the Brute. But he didn't look like a cowboy in his continental suit. He walked on. We snickered at the way he dressed, but he didn't say a word. He walked on by the rest of us as if he hadn't heard. $1,000 went to the man who could ride that wild cayuse. A meaner horse was never born than the one they call the Brute. That's it.
Don't forget your cake.
Mum! Mum, out of 10.
I don't know if I'm getting the cake.
Yeah. That's a 10. Get your cake.
Awesome.
Now the next one, John Clarence. And
Put your glasses.
Madge Francis Tasker. Any whānau members here from those two? No? Anybody like to stand up for these two? I don't know them, so anybody want to talk on behalf of John Clarence and Madge Francis Tasker? We got a cake. Anybody know them? Come up, please. Anyone?
Yeah, coming. No?
Yeah. Is someone going to come up for John Clarence? I'd like someone to say something. I don't know him to say anything. Anybody remember these two? Who? Carol. Come on, Carol.
Oh, stop it. Just stop it when you